Hi guys, this is Claudia Davila. I'm an AI project lead in Peru on an insurance firm. Uh, I'm gonna give this talk about how to get an AI assistant project into market. I've been working on AI assistants for the last 3 years. I consider or AI projects for the last 2 years. I consider myself a virtual assistance advocate. I hope you guys enjoy this talk. So, how to get an AI assistant project into market? The four main points of the presentation is what is AI? What is behind an AI assistant? Really quick. How to engage an end user, let's say a business user, to pitch or present a project on AI assistance. How to get a stakeholders approval and how to implement it. What is AI? Behind AI, there are algorithms and techniques that allows computers or machines to predict outcome or simulate human interactions, like recognizing an object, like on the example, or recognizing an intent or an intention from a text or from a message. That is behind a virtual assistant. And why bet for it? Why investing on AI virtual assistants? Because those assistants and this technology allows businesses to reduce workload. Let's say from the telemarketing area, let's say from the customer support area. It allows the businesses to improve their processes. How to pitch or how to get a business user to pitch from this idea. The business user needs to consider three important factors. What is the problem? What is the big problem? It has to have a very big impact. But you need to consider starting from a use case, from a minimal viable product, a minimal part of that big problem to test the solution. The tech stack and team, considering free frameworks or including not just technical people but business and design to allow the project to have a different perspective from each view, and the time to market. So the MVP, the minimum viable product, needs to be put into production really quick so you can measure and retrain the assistant. How to get a stakeholders approval? So when the problem is well defined, you can justify your investment, and you should consider a time frame of 6 months or less than 6 months where you need to recover your investment. So your return on investment, the ROI of the project, it's within 6 months. Why? Because it's a new technology, so your stakeholders need to know there are gonna be results very soon. And the part of the skills, if you're a firm that is if you're working on a firm that is a small firm, or let's say it didn't develop new capacities on AI or data science or this kind of technology, consider start with a provider or a free framework or a free tier when you while your people is getting new capacities. And finally, how to implement it. So considering the same three factors, just splitting the tech with the team, the first problem needs to already be defined as an MVP. Consider one use case at a time or a shorter flow. Taking account user experience, APIs you need to develop, storaging the data because this is really important to measure and to train again or retrain the assistant. The tech stack, don't build from scratch. Consider a framework like, for example, Rasa or big cloud services like Google or Amazon or Microsoft. They have really good frameworks to start. And this is the main part of my presentation. Make sure your code and your assistant is transferable. Whatever platform or framework you're using, make sure you are gonna be able to download or take your code or take your assistant with you. Because if you wanna scale and you need to move from framework to framework, you are gonna need that code or your assistant to not to build from scratch afterwards. Again, considering your team, people from the tech part of or business part or the UX part, because each view is gonna converge on this solution that is user centered. You need to focus on the user, on the final user, and launch it fast. So you validate your hypothesis on the framework, on the user flow or the MVP, and measure from day one, because it's really important to measure in tiny frames of your 6 months, within your 6 months, or the time of your period. Of course, it's everything also depends on the market size and your team capacities, on the investment you're putting into the project. I'm gonna give a very quick example. Let's say you're building a virtual assistant for a big French fries shop, and the business user is one is defining the problem on this step one. He's in charge of the welcoming part of the shop. Let's say he wants to reduce the ordering time in general. The MVP could be reducing the ordering time for French fries to go, right? Not the whole part, but ordering French fries to go would be your use case. Consider what channel does your users or would your users prefer, and that's gonna help you for the research on looking for the tech stack. Consider, of course, free tires, free frameworks, open source, and step three, launch quickly so you can prove the user acceptance. That's it. That's it for me. I'll let you guys my LinkedIn or my Instagram, so you guys can DM me. That's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the presentation. I hope it's helpful for you. Don't forget you can contact me whenever, whatever advice, or just to talk about AI or assistants in general. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rasa, and the L3 conference. Bye bye.